Prosperity. It seems that some people just have it, while others don't. Oh well, I guess there's no more reason to explore this. Video over. Just kidding. So is there actually a way you can create powerful prosperity for yourself? Ways that were hidden from the vast majority of the population throughout history, yet there were a small minority of people in the know. And what if I told you that actually anyone can create prosperity in their life? Now, I am also talking about finances, money, but I'm not limiting this just to prosperity in that area. I'm also talking about prosperity in your health, in your relationships, in your state of being, and so on, where you have powerful experiences and live life to the fullest. It truly is available. You just have to know how. And once you know how, you just need to start applying that how consistently. The first thing that's crucial to realize is that this does not happen by accident. There are universal laws in place that you can utilize, you can use in order to create prosperity in your life. Or on the other side of the coin, you can also use them unconsciously to create a seemingly endless pit of lack. Both realities are available, and ultimately you get to choose. But understand this, if you believe that the only reality available to you is lack and struggle, then your wish is your command, and that is exactly what you'll receive. And so instead of coming from the frame of trying to prove wrong what I'm saying here, what if instead you were to aim to prove it right? Both realities are available, and you'll have a massive say in which one becomes yours. Nature itself is abundant. I have never looked at nature and gone, look, lack. And guess what? You are also nature. We are so quick to forget this fact. You can also tap into the natural abundance and prosperity that exists all around you. But how do we do that? First, we need to clear out and become aware of some of the stuck beliefs you have around abundance and prosperity. Because you will never rise above the opinion of yourself. And your bank account is certainly never going to rise above the opinion you have about money. So how can we start to discover and become aware of what our current beliefs around this are, and then transition and replace them with prosperity beliefs, abundance beliefs that serve us? So I have a very simple technique for you. I want you to take out a piece of paper or take out your journal, and I want you to start writing out what your actual beliefs about prosperity and abundance are. Now, be honest, this only works if you become vulnerable, you actually ask the question, what are my beliefs around money? What are my beliefs around prosperity? And you truthfully answer that question. You may find that you have some old stagnant beliefs that say something like having prosperity is really hard to do, or maybe something like prosperity, abundance, a lot of money is for a select few. Whatever it is for you, get it out, write it all down on this piece of paper. Next, I want you to rate each of these beliefs on a scale of 1 to 10 on how much they actually influence you. Is it something that you think about quite often and seems to affect you quite a bit? If that's the case, you're going to write something close to a 10. Now we're going to dig even deeper to the root of these beliefs and ask ourselves, why do I believe this? Maybe it was something you picked up from your parents, or maybe something you picked up at school when you were a kid, maybe from those around you, from those you looked up to, from TV and programs. So the best you can, you're going to write down where you think this belief originally came from. Finally, you're going to write out what you believe a more empowering belief that's similar to this one, but kind of flip it on the other side. What would be a more empowering belief to replace with the one you're currently operating from? So essentially, what would you rather believe if I gave you the option to be, hey, you get to choose your beliefs. What would you rather believe than this thing that's clearly not serving you? Now, after you've done this, you'll not only have the awareness of what you believe and why you actually originally started believing it. And hint, hint, usually it never originally comes from you. But now you'll also have more intentional beliefs that you have selected, that you want to move forward with, that you can now start to wire in. And remember, we have to install these new beliefs and wire in these new beliefs, or you're just going to keep creating what you've been creating based on the beliefs you've always had installed. I want to give you something really powerful and get you to picture that you have two different bank accounts. The first one is your money or financial bank account, which is probably very easy to think about because you probably have one. The second one we're going to call your energetic or your emotional bank account. Now, a trap that so many people fall into, which is why they don't create prosperity in their lives, is they allow the emotional bank account to follow the financial. What this means is maybe a little bit of money, a little bit of prosperity comes in and you feel a little bit better. But if it doesn't, or say you lose a little prosperity physically, you feel worse and you feel pretty bad. Your emotional bank account goes down with it. When we chunk up enough, what you're doing is you're essentially allowing the outer world to influence your inner world, which is certainly a problem if your goal is to create prosperity. And that's because, like I say on this channel all the time, the outer world follows the inner world. But if you kept making deposits into your emotional or energetic bank account, and you kept doing that and kept it high, even when your financial bank account might be dipping a little bit, you'll find that over time, your financial bank account starts to rise to meet your emotional bank account. And in fact, if you're able to stay there and keep raising the emotional one, you may find that prosperity is starting to not only come in a little bit, but it's starting to cascade in the form of opportunities and people and money and all this different stuff. You have to understand that through the law of balance, it has to match. So if your energetic bank account is here and your financial goes down here, there's one of two ways it can balance out. Either you hold out in the emotional bank account and this rises up, or you move down and feel bad because this is where your financial one is. Either way, to the universe, it's balanced out. But wouldn't you rather it much be more balanced out up here rather than down here? So if you keep your emotional bank account high, the financial will raise. You'll hit a new set point, and then this might lower again, but you raise this, it'll have to match, it'll have to balance one way or another. And then again, rinse and repeat, and a new level will keep being created. Okay, so I mentioned the emotional bank account, but what's a great way to keep that filled? And it's one word: gratitude. Now, why is this? Because wealth is nothing more than the perception of abundance triggered by gratitude. Poverty, on the other hand, is nothing more than the perception of scarcity or loss triggered by fear. So the more you root yourself in genuine gratitude, the more your energetic, your emotional bank account will rise, which will then bring more and more opportunities for you to manifest physically, to meet the right people, to bring prosperity into your life. Gratitude is the great multiplier. And just watch what happens when you root yourself there. Now, if you want to create powerful prosperity in your life permanently and become the kind of person who can do that just easily, where it's just taken care of, you don't really even need to think about this stuff so much anymore, then I'd go check out my free training called The 5 Keys to Lasting Transformation, where I'm going to share some things that can help you do that and some next steps that are going to help you build permanent prosperity. Now, I would go watch this video next, where I talk about one of the biggest things missing from self-development. And if you're missing this, if you're not tying this into everything else you're learning, you're going to be lost and be very confused to why you're not getting the results you want. So I would go check that out next.